Oh my. Oh my. Oh my.
You are now tuned in to the Revolution Podcast.
Yo, what it is, what it do, man. You know what? It's me, your boy, as usual, J Love. A lot of AKAs. And yes, you are tuned into the Revolution Podcast, man. I got a very special guest in the building. Before I introduce her, y'all know my boy, Mark DeMoica. Mark, what's going on, man?
What's going on, partner? How you doing?
I'm feeling kind of really fresh right now.
Kind of fresh?
Kind of funky cold fresh.
Okay, funky
For the
fresh.
the kids don't know what that is, you know.
I know what that
I
is.
feel lit. What
I don't know what that means.
Well, y'all know my man Mark. We chilling. We're going to talk about a lot of stuff today. But I want to introduce y'all to who is going to be. Is it official? Like, you official? Are you saying yes?
I mean, is this a real thing? I feel like since I'm here, it's a yes. Right?
Okay.
Or did you just trick me into that so I can admit it?
Well, I'm just saying, you know what I mean? If you're going to do it, you got to be in. So this is, ladies and gentlemen, this is Cherie Marlene Mercado.
Oh, my.
She's going to be the official co-host here
Yes.
at the
hi.
Revolution.
I'm
You know what I mean?
excited.
Yeah, so I've known you for like a couple of days.
Just a couple days. I think yesterday.
I'm just saying, how long we known each other?
11 years now.
Wow, that's
11
a
years.
decade plus one.
Yeah, that's right.
I feel like you're old.
Only clothes get old, first of all. First of all.
Man, she gonna put you in check. You gotta slow your roll.
Right.
Here's the cool thing.
Man, I'm glad you know her.
Hey, no matter how old we get, Mark is always the oldest.
That part, and I received that, but I don't look the oldest, so you remember that part.
Does that mean you're the wisest?
That's what they say.
Let's ask James. Let's ask J-Lev.
I mean, it's yeah.
I like that answer. Yeah.
Well, so Miss Cherie Marlene, welcome back to Cali.
Thank you.
For those of y'all who don't know, she currently resides in the beautiful city of Las Vegas, Nevada, right? But you're a
That's
Cali
right.
native.
I am. Cali's home.
And you just out there doing big things in Las Vegas.
Yep.
Am I going to brag on you or you going to brag on yourself?
I mean, go ahead. Don't let me get in your way.
So, Miss Cherie Marlene, first of all, if you go to Vegas, you need to look her up so she can take your money.
I don't think that sounded right.
Maybe it didn't
You should
sound
start
right.
over. I think we should start over. Start from the beginning.
So those of you who like myself, like to frequent Vegas, right? You've at some point, I'm assuming, have been on like a timeshare presentation or whatever, right? You most of the time, I mean, I'm the person that's the most irritating to the people there because I'm a professional and I just want my free snacks and my free gift. You feel me?
Right.
Like
See, even hearing you say that made my eye twitch a little bit. But go ahead. Go ahead.
But she has actually been the #1 sales 3 years in a row, killing the game.
Hey.
You know what I mean? So, but I know she definitely didn't want to see me at her job because, like I said, I'm there for the free snacks.
No, he's just lucky he never got stuck with me because you
You
would have
can't
left with
look.
something.
I'm a hustler. You can't hustle me on the whole situation.
First of all, if you vacation, you're gonna buy.
First of all, if you understand that how many times I done been there for free because of the timeshare situation.
I think we should get to the next topic because we're about to turn it into a presentation. I'm gonna turn it into a presentation right now, and you're gonna give me your credit card by the end of this.
Right, but you doing big things though. You killing the game. Like #1, that means you like really like you getting in people's pockets.
Right.
Like, yo, I respect the hustle for real. Like you doing it on some boss level. Like you do it on like middle-aged white man level.
Is that what it is?
Like I should call you Bob or Skip or something.
Okay.
I'm
Sure.
I'm just saying because you know what I mean. Like that's like you should be out on the golf course
Why on the golf course?
because that's what middle-aged white men do when they got money on a Saturday.
I don't know how I turned into a middle-aged white man.
I want to be a middle-aged white.
Oh, okay.
I'm transracial.
Transracial.
Yes,
Go ahead and elaborate,
it's
please.
a real thing. I identify as a middle-aged white man named Bob with a 800 credit score.
Got it.
And absolutely zero criminal record. And I have the ability to yell at the police in their face and they will apologize to me. That's what I identify as.
Got it.
Good luck.
Got it.
And white women get in the elevator with me.
And don't clutch their purse.
So I'm excited that you're going to be on the show because, you will balance out what the foolishness that Mark and I, well, maybe just me. I don't know. I don't know how foolish Mark is, but
Mark is the wise one we've established.
well, we have. I just tend to say a lot of stupid things and see how many people I can get to agree with me, So, but I'm glad that you're here. Are you
Thank
excited?
you. I'm so excited to be here. Thank you for having me here and including me indefinitely at this point.
Did I change your life?
We're waiting. We're waiting to see that part.
It's on pause.
So, yeah, it's to be determined.
For the record, this gig don't pay.
Well, guess we just answered that.
Right.
Oh my god!
She did
I
say
appreciate you're not giving me the false hope. Did I say I was committed to this? Let me back up.
She did say she's about to grab your credit card, though.
Is this all tea?
She
wise
did say
one.
that. She did
The
say
wise
that.
one.
I suppose. Okay, but but I have some skin in the game. I don't know if that was the right way of saying it.
Right. Can you stick it?
What color skin was that?
Yeah, did we establish it?
Okay, but how did we meet? People need to know. We got some history. How did we meet?
So we met because we were working on a TV show.
We were working on a TV show to get matter of fact, what it sounds like is I constantly bring sunshine into your life.
Oh my gosh, she just has a way of redoing it all. I mean, I guess sunshine.
It's the remix.
It is the remix. We had a good time. It was
Yeah,
fun.
we used to shoot a show together called Reach Magazine TV that aired locally here in LA.
Yep.
It was kind of a hip hop, hip hop's moved out on the R&B tip with a pop feel appeal to it.
Yep.
And so it was a lot of fun. We did that. I can't believe it was 11 years ago.
I
though.
can't believe it's 11 years ago.
Like that's nuts. And
Completely.
and so basically here's how the show would go. I would say stupid things, and then she would roll her eyes and be irritated.
Yes.
Sort of.
So nothing's changed in
I'm
11
just saying,
years, right?
Looks kind of the same,
There might be an eye twitch every now and then.
So it's not a roll anymore. It's a twitch.
It's both. The eyeball muscles are real strong, thanks to Mr. J-Lo, for sure.
So it twitches to a roll.
Right.
And a couple of times she would just walk off camera like, I can't believe he just said that.
Right.
And so, I actually read a meme today that I'm gonna make a T-shirt out of. So
Of course you are.
So let me, in advance, apologize to whoever I haven't offended. I will get to you shortly.
Right.
And so, I'm just saying, people too sensitive nowadays.
I will agree with that, though. For sure.
People are too sensitive. Like I think, and that's why we're doing this podcast is, to have discussion about things that we may or may not agree about, right? To, kind of, because discourse is important. Because in order to even try to have some type of understanding, we got to at least talk about things, right? And so I think that for too long, we've been politically correct. And you can't say anything at all because, people, want to, like, for example, I think it's funny, the whole, the Karens, all of the Karens.
KWA. Did you see that meme?
Yeah, I posted that. It was hilarious. The KWA.
What is that? I think I
Karens
missed
with
that.
an attitude.
Oh, gosh.
So, you know what I mean? So, like, but here's the thing. What was crazy to me is I would have never in my life thought that they would be, like, losing their jobs. And, like...
No, they're real committed. They're real committed to their Karen, for sure.
But I mean, the internet for real is undefeated. And if you... Like, man...
Well, to be truthfully honest, I don't think they thought they were going to lose their jobs either.
Because... I'm just...
I mean, they see their kind losing and they're still going, so...
But it's just because, like, there's literally now, I think I counted the other day, 7 Instagram pages that are specifically dedicated to Karen, like all Karen pages. Like, that's how many Karens are on camera. There's 7 different Instagram pages that are specifically all Karen videos.
Really?
Yes. Like, I've known Karens throughout my life.
Right.
But I didn't know there was that many Karens. I mean, they should make T-shirts and, like, start a union or something.
I feel like there's always been that many Karens. It's just now everything's on video, right?
That's what it is. But it's just wild to me that, like, okay, because I look at it from both sides. Like, they irritate me, but should you lose your job?
Right.
I mean, I mean...
No, they shouldn't, but... At least the attitude is being shown. I mean,
right.
And
it shows that people care, kind of, I guess. Do they care? I mean, is that what it shows?
I'm sorry, I just said care in. No
but,
pun.
No, but I mean, let's be real. Like, because it's to me, like, I'm a huge proponent of you should be able to say, I mean, okay, so I guess I just answered my own question, my own statement, I guess. But I believe you can say whatever you want. You have the right to say it, but you also have to realize that there's consequences to come with saying whatever you want to say, right? Like freedom ain't free. Like you can say it freely, but you
So-
also might get checked on it freely.
Right. So that's like you saying that you're a middle-aged white man.
Exactly.
Okay,
Somebody gonna have an issue. Somebody gonna have an issue.
Oh, Karen is gonna have.
Karen
an issue.
gonna have an issue. Well, look, Karen, holla at your boy at JLoveOfficial on Instagram. Just we could talk. We have a conversation. You know what I mean? But so let me ask you this, Cherie.
Yes.
How you gonna cope this time? Because you're a little bit more grown, a little bit more mature. I didn't mean to laugh when I said that.
Right.
But how you gonna cope dealing? Because we gonna get in like on some issues. Like how you gonna cope with it?
I mean, I feel like with you, there's no preparation, so
I
I'm
twitch
just-
and I roll.
right. That's my default. That's my go-to. If nothing more, you'll get an eye twitch or thank you. See the wisdom. We're
What?
gonna have to see.
We're gonna have to see. Okay, so let me ask you this: how has life been in Vegas as opposed to life in Cali? Because I thought about moving to Vegas at one point.
So the funny thing is, I never actually wanted to end up in Vegas. Life just kind of brought me there. But so I kind of have a love-hate relationship with it. It's been good to me, to your point earlier. Like I've been able to live a great life there.
Because you got that brand new Range Rover.
You know. So yeah, I love it. But
I could borrow it sometime.
I mean, why are you trying to call me in front of all the people? Why are you
I'm
trying to pay me
sorry.
out to be a bad guy when
All
I tell you
see
no?
is the eye roll and a twitch.
Dude, that was an internal
So.
twitch, but he caught it. He caught it. But I love it. I love my California. My heart is California, though, for sure. For sure. But it's been a good life there.
Yeah, I can see. I can see all the fabulousness, vacations in Jamaica. You know what I mean? Like, man, I'm about to go work.
I mean, you should. It's a great company.
But I guess I could go back to pimping.
I mean, you can.
Since you officially. I mean, that's how I look at it. Like you officially a pimp.
Why? How?
Because you are okay. Timeshare equals vacation.
Yep.
Equals pleasure. Equals you charge for it.
True.
Boom. Drop the mic. I just correlated that.
Okay.
In
Okay.
the most inappropriate way.
Yes.
In the most inappropriate way. But no, I was really thinking about moving to Vegas.
Okay.
Matter of fact, we were in the talks of me having my own radio show on a local radio station there,
Okay.
which would have been cool. And just cost of living obviously is way less than here in Cali.
Yep.
Like you got to make like $8 million a month to afford to live. And so that's why everybody out here hustling.
Yep.
It's night, like when I went to like shout out to like places like Summerlin.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna run out of neighborhoods. I don't know the names, but
But you ran with Summerlin real
Yeah,
strong.
well,
I was ready to hear a list.
That's a nice spot, though. I mean, there's some nice places.
so Summerlin
You got
reminded
hit.
me of like Cali.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it does. It's like a very nice, like Rancho Cucamonga
Yeah,
feel.
yeah.
And fun fact, a lot of people that move from California to Vegas, they typically are in Summerlin. So
or Henderson.
or Henderson.
Right.
Yeah.
Or what's that one area like right when you're driving into Vegas off the left of the freeway? By the what is it? What's that?
Like Mountain's Edge.
I don't know. I'm asking you.
But you were saying
It's
it
like
like
when-
if you're waiting for the name as if it's going to trigger a memory.
There's a casino on the right. I'm saying when I'm driving into Vegas, right? And there's a casino on the right, the South Point.
Okay.
There it is, South Point.
Yep.
On the opposite side of the freeway, it's like it feels like at least it's all new development,
hmm
right? What's that area
I
called?
believe it's Mountain's Edge.
Okay, yeah.
See, I know my area. I live in Spring Valley, which is just south of Summerlin.
That sound
but
bougie.
just right there.
That sound real bougie.
Does it?
It does.
Is there a Range Rover club in?
I mean, amongst others, you
Okay.
know.
You be
yeah.
doing like the mommy and me stuff over there?
Yes, all of that.
How old are your kids now?
See, that makes me feel old. Not working with you 11 years ago. My oldest is going to be 15, and the youngest is going to be 13. How am I a mother of teenagers? I remember being those ages.
Wow.
Ooh,
And
I
you
don't
raising-
even want to talk about how old my kids are.
How old
How
are your
old?
kids, Mark?
23, 20, and my baby just turned 18.
Oh, so no more babies.
Nope.
So what's it like raising boys? Because I was a boy raised by a mom once upon a time.
It's so fun.
I saw it from a different view, though.
What do you mean?
Well, because I was the boy. So, like, my mom, was always trying to be in my business. So here's my question. They got little girls coming around yet?
Nope.
They hiding them from you still.
I mean, I
They
don't see
hide.
how.
Okay, here's the...
Mom has eyes everywhere.
Wait, are you the helicopter mom?
Not a helicopter mom. I just see everything. I have eyes behind my head.
Yeah.
Like, that's a true statement.
Okay,
That's the woman thing.
here's the next question. Are the little friends coming over trying to spend extra time to hang out with you?
So we haven't reached that point yet, but it's so funny because my youngest one is such a protector. So he'll tell me, Mom, like every time we're walking, if there's anyone walking the opposite direction, he says they turn around to check me out. So he stares at them. He's like, Mom, aren't you supposed to look at women in the eyes? I'm all, yes. How come everybody does this to you? And he'll like look up and down. And
So yeah, he ain't figured it out yet.
yeah, he's like, Mom, all my friends think you're pretty. I'm a thanks.
Well, the good thing,
What would
the
you
good
say
thing
to
about
that?
that though is at least he's watching. I mean,
True.
I mean, especially nowadays, young men are typically not paying attention to those things.
No,
I
he's
mean,
their
they're doing it
protector.
themselves, but not necessarily paying attention to mom being spotted like that. So that's a good thing.
Yeah, I agree.
So you said the oldest is 13, right?
No, the oldest can be 15.
15. Have you had the talk?
Oh, we've had all kinds of talks. Can I tell you, so that's the one thing I will say. We were so open about everything. I feel like if there's one thing I feel like I give myself credit on parenting, it's creating a platform where they can just come to me and be very open. I'm like,
Right.
There's nothing you can tell me that is going to be weird or uncomfortable about your body. But I'm not ready. I didn't know saying that meant the stuff they were going to bring to me.
They actually talk to you?
Completely.
Yo, when my mom tried to have the talk with me, I just hit her with I know. Gosh.
No.
Whatever.
Like the things
I
they
know
come to
already.
me, I'm like, I am not ready,
Oh,
Lord.
I wasn't trying to. I swore to my mom, like, up until I was, like, almost 30 that I was a virgin. I mean, obviously that wasn't nowhere near.
I mean, but you realize at that point, you were literally just attempting to lie to yourself because I'm pretty sure
Well, no,
your
'cause-
mom knew better.
No, because look, here's a funny story. I remember one time my mom. Okay, so I was messing with this girl that she was the daughter of my mom's coworker,
Okay.
right? So my mom decided to take my jacket to work, right? So she took my jacket to work,
Okay.
and I was always known for having like Wrigley Spearmint gum or whatever. Like I always was just my thing. I always had gum, whatever. So my mom reaches in my pocket to pull out some gum, and she pulled out. I'm gonna use the big word, a prophylactic. Right. So when but she was having lunch with the lady whose daughter I was messing with, right? So when she gets home, she comes straight to me. She's like, "What is this?" Right, holding it. Right. I'm like, "Mom, that looks like a condom. What are you doing?"
Oh my God.
Right. And she was like, "It was in your pocket." I was like, "In my pocket? What? In my pocket?" Right. And she was like, I was so embarrassed because I was having lunch with Amanda's mom. And I was like, wait, with her mom? Like her actual mom? Right. She was like, I said, wow, what was you doing with a condom in front of her? And so I was like, I hate your guts. She's like, why do you have a condom? I was like, Mom, why are you telling me you hate me? Right. And she's like, ugh. And I go, Mom, I promise you, I don't like, oh, you know what? I know what happened. You know what had happened? I was in health class, and they was teaching, you know what I'm saying? And they passed them out. I put it in my pocket and I forgot that it was in my pocket. You know what I mean? That's all you gotta tell her. Tell her, you know what I'm saying? I was in health class. She's like, you are so stupid. Like, I can't believe you're my son, right? So she's like, I can't believe you're doing. I was like, Mom, look at me. I'm a virgin. Right? And I go, Mom, I love the Lord.
Was she looking at you the same way I'm looking at you right
Yeah,
now?
she was just so disgusted.
Was it the eye twitch and the roll?
The eye roll. I'm like, let me just go back in time and hug your mother
She
for
was
everything you put
she
us
was
through.
so disgusted. And I was like, and then I go, for the record, not that I'm saying I have, but if I had touched that little girl, not saying that I did, but if I had done it, wouldn't you feel a lot better? Like, isn't it that I'm being, if I had, again, I was being responsible. She was like, and she walked away. But I had a valid point.
Oh my gosh.
In your mind, you had a valid.
I'm still not confirming nor denying. I'm just saying, if I had, you know what I mean? And what if it was hers? What if it was the girl? What if it was her fault?
But We know that's
I'm
not
saying
the case.
I was an impressionable young man, and she asked me to come over and hang out.
So she totally.
It wasn't Netflix and chill back then, though. It was like
On TV and chill.
it was like NBC. And I'm
Was
just
it in black and white or was it color?
No, it was color.
Okay.
Man, I'm not old as you, man.
Look, man, you're not far behind. So
No, man, I
Anyway.
still look amazing. But the point is I would have never had a talk with my mom, ever. When she tried,
Never.
the only thing that I appreciated that she would try to drill in my head, which I think to this day sticks, is she was always like, "You need to respect women. You need to." I do now. I didn't at one point, but that's a whole nother conversation. But, she was always like, look, no matter what you do, she was like, I know you have hormones. I was like, don't talk about my hormones. It's private, But it was just like, I would have never, and I think that's a testament to maybe our generation is a little bit different where at least I commend you.
Mm-hmm.
You must have done something where they feel safe to do. I didn't feel safe to be honest with my mom, right? Like I thought that would have been the worst thing in the world.
And I kind of come from that too. So I think I learned from that, right? So I come from the, feel guilty. This is bad. We don't talk about certain things. And I never wanted that for my boys because my experience is you're going to get the answers one way or the other, right? You're going to figure it out. So I don't want my kids asking the advice of their peers because who the heck knows what they're going to get
I can
from
tell
them.
you.
Right. So
not only can they tell you, but they'll show you.
see?
I mean,
so I want them to go in just prepared and I want them to feel like they're normal. There's nothing they can bring to me that's just it's not normal. And I think I felt like, am I alone or is it weird or what does this mean? And I couldn't ask anybody. So believe me though, I didn't know what I was getting myself into with all the questions and what about this mom or what happened here? And my friends, I heard this word. What does it mean? Is it okay?
What was the word?
Okay. So my oldest son came to me and he's like, Mom, I have a question. He's all, can I talk to you? Anytime he says, can I talk to you?
you about to hit you with the goodies.
Yes. And that means, can I talk to you away from Jake, which is my younger one, who's, a little bit more immature. And he's like, this is, private. So I'm like, okay. So he's like, Mom, what? I heard a word at school today. I'm like, you did? He's like, yeah. He's like, what does orgy mean? So I'm like, and the thing is, you almost have to be just completely honest with your kids because everybody has a smartphone. Right. And even though I have parental, stuff on my kids,
right,
because I'm doing my part, how easy is it for the parent that doesn't do that to get the phone of the child and look it up, figure it out on his own?
Ooh.
Well, the scary part is beyond just finding out what the definition is, you'll get a visual.
Yeah.
And so now, and I commend you because it is important, and I'm raising two young men as well as a young lady as well. It's extremely important for that dialogue to happen between parent and child. We come from a generation. I come from a generation seen, not heard. Children seen, not heard.
Yeah. Right.
And so, unfortunately, we live in a situation now where it's, you don't want to hear me, you're gonna see me, and you can't take it back. So whatever you do is in digital land forever. I don't care if you take it down; it's still being, put out there.
It's funny you say that when you brought up the phone because that immediately clicked with me because my 18-year-old at the time was, I want to say 15 or 16. I want to say 16, right? And we found Pornhub on his phone, and so the crazy part is that on one hand I'm talking to him, right, and I'm like, look, man, I've been there. Like to be a 15-year-old, like, so I'm letting you know, to be a 15-year-old boy is to, and I'm gonna say this, and I'm gonna say it as real as possible, so whoever gets offended, deal with it, whatever. But it's to be a walking boner. Like when you're 15, 16 years old, like wind can scrape across you. And what? But
see, that's the thing. That's not your fault. That's a natural thing that's happening with your body, right? So if you don't know what to do with that, or if you're not directed or guided by somebody you trust,
right,
then the whole world is well, let me figure it out on my own.
Right. No, but that's the thing is that now, like when I was that age, you have to understand, it was a thing called magazines. For you millennials, there's these thing called magazines.
I'm sorry, what?
And VHS tapes.
And cassette tapes. And
so it wasn't as easy to access that stuff or hide it for that matter, right? So like we had to go find stuff out. We had to like hiding places. We had the neighborhood clubhouse, that sort of thing. So it wasn't. And usually if it's at like, because we had a clubhouse at one of the homies' house, right, where we kept all like the Playboys and stuff. I'm really snitching on myself.
Oh, like the movies, the VHS movies, the little kids in the
Yes.
treehouse. Okay.
But here's
that's real.
you can't. But like when you sitting there in a clubhouse full of boys, like you can't. Yeah.
You're really you're really depending on that photographic memory for later.
Yes. You know what I'm saying? So the fact that like 24 hours a day, he has access to some of the wildest images on the planet Earth.
Well, now it's worse than it was when you were a young guy. So
yeah, but that's what I'm saying. Like it was like paper.
Right.
Paper was a bit like this is an actual like visual.
right, it's moving.
Yeah, man,
It's talking. It's you get more than just the visual. You get the your all your senses get tech.
Yeah, and I was trying to I felt bad for him in a sense because for one, I couldn't imagine going to school like when I was going to school the way some of the girls dress now. Like
Oh my
them one
gosh.
little shorts. I just call them panties. Them the little tights, booty shorts. I don't know what I call them panties.
What were the like half the butts hanging out underneath?
Yeah, I just call them panties.
You mean like the Daisy Dukes?
No, like they're like a lot of like the sports
regular
girls.
shirt, okay.
Yeah, it's just like spandex or something, right?
Oh, okay, gotcha.
Yeah, I tried to tell my daughter stop, but she don't want to hear me. But
Well,
her brothers tell her, so
right.
I'm good with that.
But
so
they go to school in that. Like
yeah.
that's just regular. You dig?
And
Mhm.
everything is just so accepted because even at school, when I was in grade school, we had to put our hand down, and if the shorts didn't go past
Right.
your finger, then you had to
couldn't wear.
change. Yeah, you had to go home.
Ooh.
You had to change.
Right.
That
No,
doesn't
these-
exist now.
So these heifers is naked at school. Then you got Pornhub on your phone. You know what I mean? So I'm having this conversation with him and I'm like, yo, listen, I get like, dude, there's nothing you can tell me that I'm a freak out about. Like I'm a different type of parental, individual. Like I'm not going to trip on nothing. Like I get it, but I was like, you have to understand that there's certain things that, these types of and I was like, I don't want to get deep and like, crazy behavior that, but like they've done studies that have shown like there's dudes like in their 20s having, erectile dysfunction because they're watching so much porn.
right, they're
that-
overpopulated.
That like regular girls how can a regular girl compete with a porn star? Because first of all, we know porn ain't real. I mean, you don't know at 15, but
Right.
you know what I'm saying? So I'm like just trying to have like a logical conversation with him.
It really messes them up though if you think because they're getting exposed to that so early.
Right.
So it messes everything up for
Right.
them.
Yeah. Cause like your girlfriend ain't gonna do what that girl in the video doing. She not gonna do trust. Don't try. She ain't gonna do it.
Mhm.
You know what I mean? And so I'm trying to but I'm like in the back of my head, I'm going, what would I have done? Like if the roles were reversed, and it's just like you almost feel bad for these kids, like, man, you exposed to so much. Like, I don't understand how like every 13-year-old, because that's another thing, the milk they drinking. I remember there was like 3 girls in junior high with breasts.
I'm telling you, like I look at 15-year-olds and they look like they're 25. Like I didn't know how to do makeup, but YouTube and everything else, it's all the tutorials are right in front of you. Like these young girls are doing the makeup better than me. I'm impressed. Like they have the skills to completely change their face.
Yeah, I have a 9-year-old niece who watches videos and
Do you see?
could put nails on, couldn't do your makeup, couldn't blend, can contour the whole 9 she's 9 years old. So I'm afraid of what it looks like when she's older.
Mm-hmm.
But it's a scary situation with these kids. I mean, granted, obviously we're responsible parents here. But what about the people who aren't so responsible?
Wait, I still want to make her feel uncomfortable.
Oh God.
Is he locking his door yet?
No. No. He's not locking his door.
Take the lock off the door now.
Right. I'll remove the door. What are you talking about?
Oh,
I'm always
you
saying my
going-
kids have doors. That was an assumption on your part. Just
Has he
kidding.
started doing homework all of a sudden? Like, oh, Mom, I'm going to do some homework. I'll be in my room by myself.
No, but the showers have probably gotten longer. The showers. You know what? Some things
Oh
are
my
personal.
God, the showers have gotten
I'm
longer.
sure.
I
but-
remember when that happened. Shout out to Elijah. Where you at? Shout out to it. This is so but it's insane that like our parents would have never talked about this stuff. like ever. Because like I said, I would have never, like, the one time I decided to open up to my mom under the precipice of, I have a friend.
Yeah, that don't work. But anyway.
So, because, you know, so I opened up to my mom, and the first thing out of her mouth was like, your friend you? Like, you can't.
You're like, that's not his name, Mom. That was real weird.
I was like, you're dumb. Like, I'm asking you a question for my friend because his mom doesn't care, and I know you know stuff.
So see, and that's my point, though. When the question was brought to me amongst other questions, I could sit there and think like make him feel bad out of a reaction. But I realized if I would have reacted, it's really just, if I would have made him feel bad for asking me, it's only going to be a reaction of fear, right? On my part. So rather than doing that, I was thankful that he came to me. He didn't have to ask me that. So I had to take it from a place of being honored and really get over myself and touch on the topic. Because I never wanted my kids to feel that way.
Another thing about that as well is the fact that if you would have reacted negatively, that probably would have been the last time a conversation would ever have happened. So the fact that you responded, whether you're comfortable or not, I mean, there are lots of topics, as I'm telling you, parents of older kids, that are always going to be an issue with you. And then based on how you were raised in those instances, gives you a twisted, if you want to say, twisted vision of whatever that topic is. Yeah. I mean, especially now, I mean, when we were younger, orgy would have been this crazy conversation, but now orgy is commonplace. I mean, so it's depicted in everything that they see. So it's, those kind of things are important as a parent to give them the positive side of it, as, we were talking about 420 earlier and, being exposed to that stuff. I mean, when I was growing up and I was doing it, it was taboo. Now they look at you stupid because you don't. And it's like, what happened? I mean, we're talking 25, 30 years ago, it was taboo. Now it's
And we've had that conversation too, you know, and my answer is like, my youngest one's like, I want nothing to do with that. My oldest one's like, Mom, I'm just gonna let you know, like when I'm 18, I'll really want to try that. Well, it's legal, and I appreciate him being able to come up to me and tell me, but buy your house, have your stuff together, then because you're not doing it right. I said, you can't be entitled till you can pay for yourself. Let me remind you of that.
I don't know how y'all got deep. I was just trying to make you feel uncomfortable.
You see what happens?
Well, that's where you open the door. You might as well just walk in.
I'm glad that you're going to be here from now on. I'm excited. I hope you enjoying it. We're going to talk about a whole lot of stuff. And so, I'm not even going to ask you if you found his socks. What'd I say? Did I say something?
No, you're just trying to make her feel more uncomfortable.
I don't think you need shower. I don't think you need socks in the shower. So I'm just saying.
You don't? No. It depends on where you're at. I mean, sometimes you need to wear socks in the shower, depending on where you take a shower.
When Elijah started taking 45-minute showers, he's gonna be so mad when he sees this. He's gonna be so mad.
Well, you knew you was gonna mess up somebody's.
I was like, and then they're going, "Why is he taking so long in the shower?" His mom. Why is he taking? There comes a time. See what happened. He's singing that, and it was like from one day, dude, will you get in the shower? Like, you smell like a puppy, like, for real. Like, go get in the shower. And then the next day, like, pounding on the door. Like, dog, you ain't done yet? Like, get out the shower. You know what I mean? Like, look at her. Look at her face. Look at her face.
I'm just saying. I give my boys their space and their privacy. Some things are...
like I said, I'm glad you're going to be here. You know what I mean? And we're going to talk about some things, so welcome officially.
Thank you.
To the revolution. I think everyone's going to enjoy your perspective and you being here. And you might be a little bit prettier than me. I don't know. I haven't confirmed that yet.
I confirm.
Nobody's as pretty as J-Love.
So, but, again, thank you for, accepting and deciding to be a part of this. I think it's going to be a great thing. So, let's... ladies and gentlemen, definitely reach out on Instagram. It's Mars Mindset, right?
Yep.
MARS MINDSET.
Look at you.
I'm trying, I passed. I passed. And, check her out.
You went to public school?
Yeah, I did.
Okay.
So check her out. You know what I mean? As always, it's your boy, man. This is the Revolution Podcast. Stay tuned in. We going to holler. The Revolution Podcast on Instagram. I keep doing the tags. I forget. Whatever. Yeah, we talk to y'all in a minute, man.
Thank you for joining us. Make sure you like, share, and subscribe. We want to hear from you. Instagram at The Revolution Podcast, at JLoveOfficial, and at Mars Mindset.